Amanda Barnes had always been a woman of strength and resilience. For 70 years, she had weathered the storms of life with unwavering determination, carving out a living in the rugged landscapes of northern Texas. She had raised two sons, Spencer and Walt, alongside her husband, Lloyd, on their family ranch, instilling in them the values of hard work, integrity, and the importance of family. But as time passed, the very family she had sacrificed for seemed to drift away, leaving her to battle the twilight years of her life alone. When Lloyd passed away, Amanda's sons had already left for the city, seeking careers and opportunities that small-town life couldn't provide. What started as occasional phone calls turned into silence, and visits became rare, almost non-existent. Amanda was left to tend to the ranch on her own, her weathered hands still working the land despite the aching joints and failing health that came with age. Her world grew smaller with each passing year. The town folk, who once admired her for her resilience, were now too occupied with their own lives. The wind howled through the vast, empty fields, a stark reminder of the loneliness that had settled over her home. The creaking wooden floors of her ranch house echoed in the silence, the once bustling home now reduced to a place of solitude. But in the midst of her isolation, Amanda found a beacon of light, Viola Ross, a compassionate nurse from the local hospital. Unlike the others, Viola made time for Amanda, visiting her regularly, bringing home-cooked meals, tending to her needs, and most importantly, listening. They would sit on the porch, sipping tea as Amanda recounted tales of her youth, of the ranch's golden days, and of the love she once shared with her husband. Viola became the daughter Amanda never had, her presence filling the void her own sons had left behind. As time wore on, Amanda's health declined. The walls of her house bore witness to her struggle. The leaking roof, the peeling paint, the cracks in the floorboards. Viola noticed it all. One particularly stormy evening, when rain dripped through the ceiling and onto Amanda's bed, Viola knew something had to be done. Without hesitation, she and her husband took it upon themselves to repair the roof, using their own savings to fix the damages that Amanda's sons had long ignored. Amanda was overwhelmed with gratitude. With misty eyes, she placed her frail hands over Viola's and whispered, "You have given me more than I ever hoped for." Despite Viola's love and care, Amanda's body continued to fail her. The weight of the years pressed heavily upon her, and one fateful morning, just 3 days shy of her 80th birthday, she passed away peacefully in her sleep. Viola, heartbroken yet honored to have been by Amanda's side until the very end, took it upon herself to inform Spencer and Walt of their mother's passing. She expected grief, she expected remorse, but their cold indifference left her stunned. She was old. It was bound to happen, Walt had muttered. Spencer, equally detached, only asked about any remaining assets. A year later, the brothers received an unexpected visit from a notary agent. Amanda had left behind a final testament, one that carried more weight than they could have ever imagined. She had willed everything, not to her sons, but to Viola's young daughter, Rebecca. In a heartfelt letter attached to her will, Amanda expressed her disappointment in Spencer and Walt, chastising them for their neglect. "A child's love should never be measured by distance or convenience," she wrote. "You left me when I needed you most, but I was not alone. I found family in kindness, in care, in the love I should have received from my own blood." Stunned and ashamed, the brothers finally confronted the truth they had long ignored. 10 years after their mother's passing, they stood before her grave, heads bowed in remorse. The wind carried their whispered apologies, but the tombstone remained silent, offering no response. It was too late to ask for forgiveness, but not too late to change. Amanda's story remains a poignant reminder that family is not merely bound by blood, but by the love, time, and care we give one another. It is a tale of neglect and redemption, of how a mother's unwavering strength and the kindness of a stranger could shape a legacy far greater than wealth, a legacy of love and remembrance.